They're gonna be like, "Oh, that Raven, she's raunchy."
I know. You're like, what?
I'm like, it's not me. It's just you guys catch me at a bad time. Most of the things I say are appropriate.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to. Oh, damn it! I can't do this thing right here. I keep trying to go like, hey, what's up?
Damn it, I quit.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the American Gods TV. No, spoiler talk. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the American Gods Spoiler Talk, where we talk spoilers about each episodes of episodes. So weird. Now it's weird that I can't hear myself sing. So I'm like, am I saying the right thing? God damn it, no.
You can't win.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of American Gods Spoiler Talk, where we talk spoilers about every episode. It's weird. I can't. Damn it, motherfucker.
Do you miss that echo?
You know, I need to put. Yeah, I do. Not the echo. I just miss hearing something in my head. I'm gonna put this on my head and see what it does. Just as a placebo.
There we go. It helps.
Another thing. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of American Gods Spoiler Talk, where we talk spoilers about each episode of American Gods. I'm your host, English Dave, here with my co-host, as always, Raven. What's up, Raven?
What up, Dave? I almost jumped the gun on the what up. It works.
It works.
Nice.
It does work. You guys don't know what works, but just know it works.
It works, guys.
It works.
It's working.
What's up, Raven? I'm introducing you this week. Last week I didn't.
Yes, you didn't introduce me. I'm here this week.
I introduced you at the end.
I don't think I was there last week.
I introduced you at the outro.
Yeah, at the outro. So those of you that stuck it out, thank you. You got to hear me be introduced. It was an awesome moment.
If you didn't know she was in the entire episode, you realized at the end.
Yeah, it was me the whole time.
It wasn't
spoiler
me
alert.
My voice.
Oh, spoiler alert for the Spoilcast.
What if someone did that, where they had a podcast where they talked to somebody else, but the whole time they were just making up the voice?
And then they revealed it in the end. Actually, it's not Raven, it's...
It's been me the whole time.
Ha ha, I've been talking to myself.
That'd be amazing ventriloquist. What if it is?
For real.
I am?
You could be the most amazing ventriloquist. Now no one's going to know. Is it me or is it Dave? Are we one person?
I mean, they've never seen us in public together.
True, and we usually speak one at a time.
It's like Superman and Batman. Oh, no,
right?
Superman, Batman. No, Superman and Clark.
I'm like, what?
Batman and Bruce Wayne. You're like, I saw them together. They were fighting each other in the movie not too long ago.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay, we're here to talk about American Gods episode 3. As always, every week we watch the episode and then we talk about it. Overall, what do you think of this episode?
I thought it was solid.
Without going into details, of course.
I feel like it's solid.
Yeah.
There are some solid things that happen.
Yeah.
I didn't get many answers though, which I feel like I would have appreciated a little more answers because we've been confused for quite some time now.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was solid.
I think I agree with you, but I also do think we got answers in other ways, in like different types of answers, in sense of we'll go into this later, in sense of Shadow's journey.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shadow made it snow.
Yes.
So there's that,
and not just that, him accepting the reality through how Odin's teaching it. Like, you know, accepting things isn't how you think it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, like truths aren't always obvious, and also the answer isn't always in knowing the truth.
Yeah.
Because does it change the result? No. You know, like when they talk about science, like that science and all that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, just because you know how the science explains it doesn't change the fact that it's snowing.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
We'll get into that later because it opens with one of its patented Coming to America shorts. In this episode, we get 2 Coming to America shorts. In some ways, we get 2 of them. This one opens with an old lady dying, reaching for a jar of
Which
whatever.
I love how that was done.
I know.
I really do.
So good.
Because it's so subtle, but so perfect.
Yes.
Because it's weird, but I feel like it's kind of the way that I see it in my head when you die.
Okay.
You know? It's like, in my head, too, I feel like it would be something like that, where you wouldn't realize you're dead, but it's, you know, you just continue going about, and then it's like, oh, snap, I'm dead.
Have you seen the movie Ghost?
Yes, come on. Love Ghost. Love Ghost.
You know, the movie Ghost for a long time.
Does it stay out of my house?
When I was a kid, I'd always want to like wear my favorite sneakers every day because I was like, if I die, I'm going to die in the clothes I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
And so I had this
For
kind
real.
of weird, irrational fear I never feared death. It's just dying in the shitty clothes I'm
In the
to wear.
wrong shoes.
For
You
the wrong
can't die in the
shoes.
wrong
I
shoes.
never want to die in dress shoes.
Oh
Hated
no,
wearing
that's
dress shoes. It's
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. I want
That's how I used to
sneakers.
feel about dresses when I was a kid. I was like, but what if today is the day that I need to run or that I die and I'm gonna be stuck in this dress forever? Like, you got to get this off. Hated it.
But yeah, the old lady dies, and she doesn't realize. Like we said, she doesn't realize she dies until someone turns up at her door.
Yeah.
That telling her she died, and then she turns and sees her body, and we see the body at the same time. And I love her reaction of like, "This is how they're gonna find me, like this." You know, she even fixes her dress.
That realization of just like, dag, like I'm dead, making dinner. She's just like, this is how I died. That's the thing that sucks too. Like you died reaching for some preserves.
Yeah, I
like
know.
Trash.
And even going back to that, when she was reaching for it, you see the chair shake in a subtle way. The subtle move that makes you aware of it, but you're not. And then when you think back on it, you realize, oh, that's the moment she fell.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the moment
you realize in that moment she actually fell.
Yeah, she actually fell. I love that. And I love that she asked him to taste the food. Because no one will taste it. They'll see the body, they won't care about the food.
They'll never try the food. And it's so true.
I love it. Because
it's a dead body, yeah.
She's like 68 years, like perfecting this, the recipe and everything like that. You can tell that this was been for a long time. And no one will ever try the sauce. It's lost with her. And then we find out in the episode, that that person who arrives is actually the god Anubis, the Egyptian god of the dead who guides souls to the afterlife. And it's interesting because then you find out that she's actually Muslim.
Yeah.
So why did the Egyptian god come to her? And we find out that her grandfather would tell her stories about the Egyptian gods, and it's her belief in that stories that brought the Egyptian god to her. Yeah. I thought it was interesting because it plays an interesting idea. I never finished the book. I started the book, but I'm pretty sure the book goes into this. The whole idea that, again, all the gods exist, but the afterlife of the gods you go to are the ones that based on what you believe in the most. And
it's interesting though, because she's saying this is a Muslim house.
Yes.
But even though she knows about everything when she's younger, I guess her belief is stronger.
Yes, exactly. The stories.
Yeah, the Egyptian gods.
But I think that could also play the part to who told her the story. Her grandmother told her the story.
Yeah, because her tati,
yeah, exactly.
tita,
yeah,
or aunt.
Either way, someone told her these stories when she was younger. Yeah. And again, I guess as a kid, she believed in these stories. I wonder if someone like Santa Claus exists.
I do wonder if they have a Santa Claus
god.
Yeah, because he went from not existing at all to being a huge deal.
And the kids still, no matter as we get older, we lose belief in Santa Claus. There's still a cycle, right? There'll always be kids who believe in it now. And if American Gods have shown us one thing, is that all they need is some kind of belief, either small or great, and that leads to how much power they have, or some kind of worship as well. We worship media.
Definitely.
Media gets worshipped by us sitting in front of the television. That's a form of worship. Paying attention to it in some form.
Yeah. So that would be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Santa Claus, Easter Bunny,
Saint Nick.
All these kind of characters. Also, what I liked about this is we get into the whole thing of she's measuring her life, and then I like the line where she says, "That's my heart, I need it," and then he says,
"Yeah,
let's hope."
No, she goes, "I was using that."
I was using that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was using that, and then he goes, "Let's see if you've used it for good."
Yeah, let's see if you use it for good.
I love this scale. Is your heart lighter than a feather? Just that metaphor is.
But then you also instantly know that she's good with her reaction because she knows what it is, and then she instantly kind of expresses her sin. She's like, "Oh, one time I stole from someone," or something like that, and it's like her instantly admitting it tells you what kind of person she is because
exactly
she's only done one bad thing essentially.
Yeah, she's done but
she's worried about that one bad thing.
And everything that she said was like all these little things. She's like, I was cruel to the first guy that ever loved me.
Exactly.
And it's like we all are.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's an asshole to the first person that ever loves
bad.
you. Exactly. It's like that's not your fault. But we were young.
And I like when she then realizes, what if I chose the wrong god?
Yeah.
We see the cat kind of push her in. Cats being arseholes as always.
Exactly.
You mentioned about her taking the apron off.
Yeah, I love that. As a metaphor, just her, because I think that is a metaphor. What did they say? Throwing down the apron or something like that.
Yeah,
but basically, I felt like her taking off and putting down the apron was just a really nice, subtle metaphor of her accepting it. Like my job is done.
Yeah.
I'm not cooking anymore.
Yeah.
And then going up this staircase. I love the infinite staircase.
Yes.
Because you know how they like, it's always like that ladder, or,
Yes.
you know, I feel like in every religion it kind of exists where there's some type of ladder or you know, great stairwell,
Yeah, going
you
up.
know, going up,
Yeah.
you know, to the sky or whatever, elevated to the sky or whatever you think. But it was great seeing it and also seeing that it looked endless.
Yeah, and it was in the form of the fire escapes.
Yeah, exactly.
There she is. And did she like, this is not Queens or something like that?
Yeah, this is not Queens. His voice also terrifying.
So, but
like literally the second he opened his voice, but it's
terrifyingly
crazy.
majestic.
Terrifying and also comforting at the same
that's what I
time,
was-
which is
that's what I
hard
was
to pull
thinking.
off. You
That's what
know?
I'm thinking. Like, it's majestic in a sense that it can be both good and bad.
Yeah. What's the actor's name?
I'm not sure the actor's name. I didn't look that up.
Chris Obi.
Okay. Oh, because Obi could be Nigerian.
Yeah, he did an amazing
Nigerian
job
heritage.
though. Like he did, yeah, just such a good job of having like a godly tone and
Yes.
demeanor, and like, and it's weird too because you can also tell that like even though I don't know, he didn't seem like judgmental. You know, like when he showed up, it's like I'm escorting you there,
Yes.
and then whatever happens. But it didn't seem like he was objective. Like it didn't seem like he had a side either way. You know, it's like I'm on your side.
Yeah.
You know, and it was cool.
I mean, he
because,
stopped to taste the food.
yeah, exactly.
things like that. He
You
didn't
know, it's
argue.
weird things, the subtleties. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, because it's not this scary death that
Yeah,
we see
no,
a lot of
no.
times. You know, a lot of times when we see death as an embodiment, it's usually some type of scary,
Yeah.
dark, you know, shadowy figure.
And he was a
something
dark
that's-
figure, literally.
He was literally, you know, a dark figure.
But he wasn't scary.
But he wasn't. And I
No.
love it too, you know, that she just like, the black family lives upstairs. It's just like, and it's like, it's like harmless racist, you
Yeah.
know, like she doesn't even realize it. She's just like, oh, you're just at the wrong place.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
She's like looking at you. You obviously don't mean to be here.
Exactly.
And I also love the whole like, look, if you're gonna rob the place, this is where we got this.
I have a phone, it has a camera.
Yeah, she goes, I have a phone. My nephew tells me it has a camera. Or no, my grandson says it has a camera.
Well, that tells you what her upbringing is. You know, she's probably used to stuff like that.
Exactly,
It's like,
and she was
take
also
it.
like still not cruel though.
No,
Which
no,
I like.
no.
Even though she thought she was about to be robbed, she was just like, "Look, take what you gotta take. My kids
Yeah.
are on their way. I got a dinner to make, man." You know, she's just like, "I'm gonna be over here stirring this pot. You can say whatever you want. I'm gonna be right
I know I
here.
can't stop
Just
you.
don't touch my pot of food.
Yeah, I
as
know I
long as
can't
I can
stop
still serve
you.
dinner tonight, we're good. Like, have what you need, you know, and go for it." So it was, you know, it was cool. And then also seeing like later, because you know it could be taken either way, and like depending on her tone or how she delivered that, it would have been very different on where it came from. But you
Yeah.
could tell that it was from a good place where she was just so focused on making the perfect dinner that she couldn't even be bothered.
And that's how
with
she died.
A possible, exactly.
Yeah.
She died making the perfect
Yeah.
dinner, which even though it's a messed up death, it's still kind of spot on to like, it makes sense, you know, for somebody that worked hard for their family and did what they could to provide for them, which I don't know this woman, but it seemed that way, you know, the way that they go out is still trying to provide for their family, you know, they, you know, until death.
And then we cut to Shadow, who's sleeping at the Zoria sister's house, and he meets
Yes.
we meets the sleeping sister. I can't pronounce her name. Zoria Palunchine. I can't pronounce it.
Sure.
Can you try it?
I don't have it written.
Polunchhnay.
P-O-L.
Polonochne.
Polochnaya?
I don't know.
Sure.
We're just butchering it. It's fine. Anyway, she's also known as the Midnight Star.
Yes.
She's on the rooftop.
That's her name.
And it's kind of alluded that it's a dream sequence, kind of, but maybe not. We don't know. And
It does seem dream-like.
it does, but that could just be her presence too.
Because I think when he woke up and when he looked out the window, there's no staircase.
Yeah. So
And that's the thing, too. The staircase doesn't exist. Like,
Yes.
there's no ladder up.
Or it could also
When
be.
he went outside, there was just a windowsill.
It could be like a blend of both. You know, he's
Yeah,
seeing an
true.
overlay on top of the reality. He's seeing the other reality. She tells him a story about the beast being trapped in the North Star or Orion's belt.
Yeah, Odin's Wayne.
Odin's Wayne, and they say that the sisters, their whole job is to keep a lookout to make sure it doesn't get released, because if it gets released, everything will be destroyed. She reads his future, and she says, you have nothing, but you believe because you believe in nothing. I thought that was very interesting. 'Cause I
Very.
think that's a running theme throughout the whole, at least this episode and the show as a whole, is belief. And I thought that could also be why Wednesday wants him, because he's a guy with a foundation of nothing. So it's easier to build.
True, he has no belief.
Yeah, he has no belief.
Yeah, it's
system.
probably easier for him to build, to like teach him to believe and also believe in him.
Yes.
Than it would be to sway somebody else that
He does say,
passionately
believe
believes
in
something.
me. We'll get to that later. He says, if we get this done and you don't get in prison, will you believe in me then?
True.
That's what Wednesday says to him. You know, maybe there's more to that sentence than just the immediate context of it.
Yeah.
You know? She asked him to kiss him, which I thought was interesting. I like her quirky kind of
I liked it. Yeah.
demeanor.
She's never had a kiss, and I love the reaction to it.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but in a nice way, like blue cheese or brandy. And I love it. Like it's like that's the perfect description.
And her delivery
of kisses.
was great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I think her delivery of it.
She did it really well. She played the like innocent,
yeah,
never been kissed role.
But I know what I'm doing, and I'm in complete control at the same time.
Exactly, because it never seemed like she was like wooed over him or anything like that. It was just, it's cool, and it's definitely the perfect description of a kiss.
Yes,
it's disgusting, but in a nice way.
In a nice way,
like blue cheese or brandy.
And then she gives him the moon, literally in the form of a silver coin.
Yeah, she gave him the moon.
And she says, "You already gave you the sun, but you didn't want to use it," or something along those lines.
No, you already rejected the protection from the sun.
If the moon is the silver coin, Mansfield gave him the gold coin,
which is the sun,
which is representative of the sun. She says to him, "Don't let go of this."
Yeah, don't give it up.
Don't give it up. And he wakes up, which is why we were saying it feels like a dream, because he wakes up, and that's when he meets Chornborg again, or Chornborg. Because remember last episode we found out.
And then we saw that nasty toes.
Oh yeah,
scene.
Chornborg's nasty toes. Raven doesn't like nasty toes or toes in general.
Especially not dirty feet. Dirty feet are disgusting. When we live in a city, we got to deal with people wearing flip flops with black ass feet.
Dirty corns.
It's nasty. It is nasty.
We do see the dirty, but then it makes sense for his character. You just don't want to see it.
Obviously, no, it makes a lot of sense. I get the choice of shot, but like didn't need it. Like that's gonna be in my head forever.
Raven, I just came up with an idea. I'm gonna create a context for which you have to shoot someone's feet for me in a future movie or whatever.
I'm not doing it, man.
I'm just saying.
That's when I'm calling in the B team.
I'm going to do it, write it in such a way that it only makes sense for you to shoot it because it's a pivotal moment in the story that needs.
I would be gagging the entire time. Be like,
I'll find a way to make that's
gross.
the only option we have.
So gross.
But like we said last episode, it ended with Chornborg and Shadow playing a game of checkers to see if Chornborg would either follow Shadow and Mr. Wednesday, or he gets to smash his head in with a hammer. Shadow actually lost the bet.
Yep. Also, the Night Watcher chick, what's her name? We just talked about her.
Oh, Zoria.
Whatever the chick on the
Midnight Star.
Midnight Star.
Yeah.
Also, she had brought that up when she told his fortune. After she kissed him, she told his fortune. After she told him, you don't believe in anything. She also pointed out the fact that she was like, "You've lost something," and then he was like, "Yeah, or my wife," and she was like, "No, not that. You sold your head to Chernobog, didn't you?"
Yeah.
and she knew that instantly. And then she's like, always trying to die, and like basically pointed out like, you're always trying to die, because you don't believe in anything. And I love that, like, once she gives him the moon, he wakes up and kind of just has this like, all right, like I'm gonna make a deal with him kind of thing.
Exactly, it's an interesting deal.
Very interesting deal. I like he's still gonna die
because he tells Chornborg that he kind of plays on him on the idea that he's an old god.
Yeah, you gotta hit me twice.
He's like, what if the deal was for you to hit me once? What if you don't kill me? All you're gonna leave with is this vegetative body that reminds you of your failure.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And he's like, "Oh, I can do that." He's like, "Yeah, no, you've relied on the method that you said was a stupid method. You've relied on that for the last 20 or so years. So you don't know if you still have the skill to do it in one hit.
Yep.
So let's make a bet that you get a second hit."
And his arms look all flimsy now.
Exactly.
He look like he can barely lift that hammer.
Exactly. Which is true, because then it makes him second guess himself, because it works.
Yeah.
Right? He second guesses himself because it's like, yeah, it is true. Like, yeah, I can kill him, but it might take more than one blow. And because we've had this conversation, I'm going to start thinking of that bastard. Which is why, and then they play the game, Shadow wins. And so now he accepts to follow Shadow.
To Wisconsin. What is going on in Wisconsin?
I know. We cut to Wednesday and the old lady, the old sister.
Yeah, and we realized they have like a romantic thing.
They had.
Definitely
when they were younger, because he said, "Do you remember the old days?" And she says, "No." He's like, "Let me remind you," and then he kisses her. So maybe part
Which some people love that kiss, but
Raven doesn't
made me a little nauseous. I don't like seeing old people kiss.
Raven doesn't like seeing old people kissing.
Yeah.
Sorry, any old people listening to this?
I'm sorry. I love that you guys are still kissing. I really do. Like, I hope that everyone just, is making
One
out
day
and
you're gonna be
getting
an old
laid.
person kissing.
No, I'm fine with that, but nobody's gonna have to watch it.
Oh.
No one's gonna have to see me do it. It's just like do that in secret.
Okay, would you watch an old person kiss when you're an old person? Would you watch old people kissing?
I don't think I want to. I do wonder if it changes with age. Like,
Yeah.
I also wonder, like, when I get older, am I going to be attracted to older looking people? Like, am I going to look at people that look as old as I do? And I'm like,
yeah, but I feel it's true because when you're,
I mean, I'd hope so.
when you're younger, when you're like in your teens, finding some people cute, you think like someone who's like 25, 30 is old as shit.
True.
Thinking,
True.
ew.
But they're cute. They're attractive, But like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
We'll see.
But
We'll
I
let
don't
you guys know once Raven gets old.
So in like 50 years, when I start looking old, I'll let you guys know.
Let you guys know how
We'll
Raven
see.
feels about that.
Yeah, for real.
But no, they start flirting together, and I love when he kisses her. The lightning strikes in the background.
I do love the lightning strike in the
That's
background.
cool. That's a nice
Subtle.
little touch. That was a little touch.
Also, I love that she goes, I can taste you in the rain. Or what did she say? I can taste you in the rain. And then she goes, what else do I taste? And he told her war. He's planning something. So there's a lot of things going on there.
A lot of things going on. That's when we cut to Shadow winning the chess game. Cronenberg actually says to him, I'll come with you, but I'm going to kill you at the end of this.
Yeah.
So he still wants to kill him.
Well, he still can.
Yeah.
Because technically, it's not like the first game got canceled out.
Yes.
So the result is you still get to hit me. Now you get to hit me twice.
Yes.
So now, in case you fail in the first time, you actually get to kill me.
Yes.
So.
But now the deal is I'll come with you. I'll help you, whatever you're doing, but I'm going to kill you afterwards. And it's interesting to see where that's going to go in the relationship.
Yep.
I'm doubtful that he's actually going to kill him, of course.
I don't think he's going to end up killing him in the long run. I
No.
think there's going to end up being some other type of deal.
Yeah, or something's going to happen.
As we already know now that he's a gambler,
True. And he likes to, he's easily swayed.
Exactly.
It doesn't take much to get you.
So that means that eventually Shadow could totally wager his way out of this.
Yes. So Shadow wakes up the next morning in the room that they're staying in, and Wednesday tells him, "Oh, we're gonna rob a bank."
Love it. We're gonna rob a bank.
Get ready. We're gonna rob a bank, and that's when we cut to Matt Sweeney waking up in a toilet, probably half taking a shit.
It looks like
Passed
he
out.
literally passed out with his pants around his ankle in a bar. Like, damn, dude, it's not looking too good for you right now.
Wakes up with a gun in his face.
Yeah, exactly. To a gun in his face.
Yeah.
To then go to drink the rest of a warm beer to have it shot out of your hand
In his
and
face.
cut your face.
Right in his face. And that's when he leaves the bar, and then he gets picked up by some hitchhiker. Oh, he's hitchhiking. Some guy driving a car.
Yeah, he's not even hitchhiking. He's just
walking.
stranded
Yeah,
walking.
just stranded walking.
And a random guy, Good Samaritan, comes and picks him up, takes him, is really sweet.
Takes his time to
really
convince
nice.
him that I just don't worry. I'm just trying to help you because
Yeah, exactly. He seemed like a really great guy
I've been
until
there myself. Because he mentioned something about
he's
being
alcoholic.
a recovered alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking he's seeing a fellow alcoholic, and he's thinking, let me just help this guy because I've been there myself.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not a drunk. Okay. Don't touch my knob.
only to get slammed in the face.
Yep, that he died through the face.
Through the face. Final Destination style. I just love Matt Sweeney's reaction at the inconvenience of it.
He's just like, shit.
It's like, even during it while it's happening. The car's still spinning. And it's like, God damn it. He's not like.
You can just tell he's so hungover too.
Yeah.
I love it. Like when you're just super hungover, you're just like, I can't right now.
Late to find out that the reason is because
he has bad luck because he lost his lucky coin.
he lost his lucky coin. No, he didn't lose it. He gave it. But he gave the wrong coin.
Yeah,
he gave
the
to
wrong
Shadow
coin.
Moon. But he gave him the wrong coin, and that was his lucky coin, which makes sense of what's happening around him. Because he even says to the woman before she shoots the bottle, "You're gonna try and shoot me. You're either gonna miss or it's gonna explode in your hands."
Yeah,
he knows
true.
that bad
He's
luck is
either gonna
surrounding him.
misfire, yeah.
Because it doesn't just affect him; it affects those around him. Like the guy getting Final Destination
Impaled.
in the face,
Poor guy.
I'm actually starting to like Matt Sweeney a lot. I actually like him.
I do too. He's grown on me.
He's one of my faves. He's one of my faves. And that's when we get to the second Coming to America opening. Well, not opening, but Coming to America short. I love it when it says somewhere in America. We spoke about it being. It always says somewhere in
some
America.
super obvious place.
But it's an obvious place. Yeah. This time we got New York. We even saw what's the building called?
Empire State
Empire
Building.
State Building.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut to a guy who's going for an interview, and he's being ignored. the whole day. The secretary keeps telling him, "Oh, don't worry, don't worry. The guy will see you. The guy will see you." Yeah, I love how that was shot. I think
Yep.
it was really well shot. I thought the music was really good. I think it
Beautiful.
could have been a short all on its own.
Yep.
Especially just the opening part, right up until he leaves. Just
Yeah, the
that,
whole thing was almost, it played out like a short.
like the way the camera was framed, you understood his frustration, but it was very artsy looking
Yeah,
at the same time.
exactly.
And then there's a little bit of humor to it as well in terms of this is such a ridiculous situation to be in. That
Exactly.
all you can do is just laugh at it. It kind of had that kind of touch to it, even though you felt sorry for him. You're not laughing at him;
Mm-hmm.
you're
No,
laughing at
you're
the
not.
situation. Um, and that's when he meets the cab driver. Afterwards, he gets in the cab and they have a conversation, and they realize they both come from the same place or speak the same language. They get stuck in traffic, and the cab driver falls asleep. The passenger goes to wake him, and then the glasses fall down. That's why we see it's the guy with the red eyes, also known as the Jinn, that we saw last episode
Yeah.
briefly talking to Mr. Wednesday. That's when they have a conversation. This was a bit confusing at first for us. It's one of those scenes that was like, okay, what's happening? And
Yeah, we couldn't quite figure it out.
I think it's also kind of supposed to be that, as
Mm-hmm.
because I think this is a character we're going to see recurring and see more of. But they got the passenger invites the guy up for sex, knowing what he is, because he tells a story about how his grandmother had seen a jinn before, an ifrit, which is also known as a jinn. A jinn is something that's made of flame and fire, as opposed to humans who are made of
Yeah.
mud. And what I liked about this was it goes to a place that you're thinking, is this going there? Is
Just
this
we were
going
thinking, we
there?
were like, wait, are they gonna, I mean, like, I was cool with it. I was like, yeah, all right, go for it. That's great. Because he's had a rough day. You just sat in an office for like 9 hours just to not be seen. You deserve to get laid, bro. But it was, I liked how it played out. And it was also like, even when they got in the elevator together, it was kind of subtle, but like, I also wasn't really sure who was in control. Like, I was like, well, not okay. So I was kind of looking and wondering, like, is he under some kind of spell or like, it was interesting, because the jinn,
Yes.
the jinn guy, at first you wonder how he's gonna react too.
Yeah.
Cause it wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't really getting that vibe. I was like, I don't know if he's flirting. Like it was like, I'm not sure if that's a flirt. I think you guys just have a lot in common, So at first it was kind of like, I don't really know how he's gonna react to it. And then I did wonder what would happen when they got upstairs. Cause I couldn't tell, like who's really in control here, or like,
Yeah.
and just more so, it was like the salesman. So it was like, the salesman leading it kind of, which was interesting because he seemed like a really shy guy.
Yeah.
I guess. So I kind of like the fact that he was kind of the one that was leading this whole thing on, and like pushing this forward, and like the way that the power dynamic worked between the two of them, and how it was just a mutual thing.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel like, it was very different to the sex scene with what's her name? The
Belquist.
succubus. Yeah, Belkis. There we go. So it was very different to that, where Belkis, you could tell that she was completely in control, and she's controlling this person. There's some like succumbing to her.
Yeah.
This was just a sexual exchange. This was just for pure enjoyment and just, just purely enjoying each other. And I really love the way that they portrayed it and how it was visualized. And it just looked beautiful. It wasn't something that you thought of, that you stop and think, oh God, these are two guys. It might be uncomfortable in the beginning where you're like, okay. And I feel like even for people that might not be as open-minded, it's still done in such a way that you understand it, and I think that they did a really good job of.
I also think, just thinking of it now, is it establishes that a lot of these gods or other beings come because of our belief in them, also come because we call them. Mm-hmm. Every time we see them, somehow we call to them.
Yeah.
And it's always based on our own belief, or like the old lady at the beginning, a belief that someone instilled in us. Mm-hmm. Even if our main belief is something else, there's other things that we're going to believe in as well and give power to. So I was almost also see in a way that while he's waiting in that office, subconsciously he's calling out, I wish I'm not here. I wish something else could happen. I wish I could do this.
Yeah.
So just like all the other gods came to them, it wasn't like just random that he got into that cab with the jinn inside it. The jinn came to him because it called out to him.
Yeah, he finally caught one cab,
Yeah, exactly.
after all of the cabs that he missed.
Exactly. And I kind of love that. I think that was done very classy. The sex scene was actually, I thought I'd be like, I'm going to be weirded out by this.
And I loved watching it with you too.
Just
because I was thinking it too, like, I wonder what it's like being a guy right now. Because for me, I was like, this is great. I love this. I watch this all day. It's great. But I was thinking, I'm like, I wonder how it is, for a straight male to like watch it.
Yeah, there's always the apprehension that it's like, what am I going to see? Not necessarily that I don't want to see this. It's just curious.
It's like, how far are you going to go?
Yeah, where are you going to take this? And it's just like...
like we were talking about with the wrong angles sometimes.
yeah, exactly. It's like, where are you going to take this? And then you start thinking, okay, just for network TV, it's just like, you know the rules that can and can't be shown. So you know that there's going to be some kind of limit. But you're like, okay, well, are they going to push a limit? Where are they going to go? Is it going to be a focus?
And I will say that Jin was kind of well endowed. Good for you. I did not expect that from him. I was like, good for you, homeboy. Yes. I was just so like, oh, you guys are going to have so much fun.
But I will say it was shot really, really well. It didn't feel pornographic.
No.
In any sense,
It felt just
like nice. I feel like if you're someone that gets like offended by that, you're just looking for it.
Yeah.
I think it was done really, really well. It was different to the Belcree sex scene, but in the
very different because it wasn't a power trip.
No, it was very subtle and sensual in the way.
It was a nice exchange.
Yeah, like
it was just a mutual exchange and two people, coming together for each other. Yeah, exactly. It was a thing. Like both of them were kind of.
It brought a beauty to show that anybody can feel that kind
and
of
they both needed each other.
Yeah, exactly.
In weird ways. It's like even though this guy is a djinn and and he even said I don't grant wishes.
Yes.
It's kind of nice because the kind of djinn he is, which we didn't talk about, was it Dave, did you find the specific name for it, right? There's specific kinds, there's succubus and incubus.
Yeah.
So
the types of jinn.
Yeah, there's certain types of jinn that are succubus and incubus that actually draw power from sexual
energy.
Yeah, sexual energy. So this jinn is that kind of jinn. So it actually makes a lot of sense when you watch this sex scene because the jinn needs his sexual energy. That's why he can't grant wishes to some extent. Or at least I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of the implication is that he's not that powerful anymore. He's like, I wouldn't be driving a cab,
Exactly.
If I could grant wishes, I wouldn't drive a cab. Yeah. But, the other guy, the salesman believes in him so much. Yeah. And then in the sexual exchange, that kind of gives him the energy he needs to grant the subtle wish.
Yeah, it's not the
and
wish.
It's a small wish. It's not a huge thing. It's not like he made him a rich guy with a mansion in Malibu, but he gave him what he wanted, which was a job, an identity, and anonymity.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him anonymity, which is great because he gets to completely leave behind his life that he had, where he's from. He hated his life.
Yep, he hated his life.
And now he gets to just be a cab driver and get to meet people and talk to people, and he has this whole new identity. He's this whole different guy, and he has a job and a green card and a passport.
Yes. And you read up on the whole ID thing. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the ID thing too. It actually is it's a subtle what do you call it?
Poke.
Stab.
Pizza.
I do want to say stab. Like
pizza.
It's a subtle stab.
Pizza.
It's like a hint.
Nod.
Yeah, all right. We'll say a nod. It's a subtle nod to white America's perception of just brown people. Because neither guy, not the salesman or the cab driver, look anything like the original driver on the license. But no one's going to care. That's the thing. It's like, he's fine. People are going to look at that license and look at the skin color and be like, yep. So it's interesting too, what they're also saying about how we all view certain people. How there's no diversity for us in our minds. There's nothing that separates.
Which also plays into the actual having both of them. I know it's accurate to the book, but the fact that they didn't change it, of having two like Muslim or Arab looking guys having sex.
Exactly, guys. Sex on camera, no cutaways. There was, we were just on it. They were like, "You're gonna watch this sex scene."
Usually, you'd see either one Caucasian guy or two Caucasian guys or something. But I don't think I've ever heard of. I'm sure I've not seen everything, but
No.
I'm sure I've never heard of two.
Exactly, and where it's
Muslim
also
guys.
not like, oh, it's forbidden. It's
Exactly.
this thing.
It
You know,
didn't
like
feel-
it just felt like it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
And
all right,
even
this
like
is what it is.
their cultural identity didn't play
Yeah.
a part into that.
And even the djinn, he didn't feel gay to me.
No.
You know, or like it didn't seem
But
like
I don't think
he just
either-
is,
I don't
and that's
think
what I love. I love
either
that they're
felt gay. I think
no,
they just,
and I love that they're introducing like the fact that gods are neither here nor there. You know, like a lot of the gods that we know of, if you really look into the myths, they didn't really choose sexual orientation.
Yes.
It just, sex and gender and everything was just fluid. You know,
Yes.
so I kind of like that they're introducing that now too in the show.
I was reading an article with it was in Hollywood Reporter interviewing Brian Fuller, who's a showrunner for this show, and always one of the showrunners at least. And it said that the book they don't have full on sex. The guy gives the djinn just oral sex, and then it's over. And Brian Fuller said he wants to take it further because he said if you look at it culturally speaking, it's hard for a gay person living in the Middle East because it's so frowned upon that you'd get killed for that.
Yeah, you would.
But you still, you can't just switch it off. So a lot of experiences, not all, but a lot of experiences for gay men in the Middle East is like shady back alley blowjobs and things like that, and that can also kind of demoralize you and think less of yourself, because you're willing to do this. And so when it tries to do the same thing to the jinn's like, no, you don't have to do this with me. You don't have to just go down on your knees for me. Come up here, let me kiss you, let me make you feel good as well. And I love that.
And him putting the fire in him was kind of
exactly.
awesome.
I thought that was visualized.
Like it's weird
so
because
good.
it's cheesy, but like it was done so well that you're like, I accept it.
Well.
And it's actually beautiful somehow. Like
there's a beauty to it.
They made fire male ejaculate beautiful. Good for you guys. Killed it.
And that's when we get to Mr. Wednesday and Shadow. Mr. Wednesday gives him a hot chocolate and says, think of snow.
Yeah. Do you like marshmallows? I love it.
He's like, think of snow.
Yes. Yes, I like marshmallows.
And he doesn't explain to him why I love it. Just like, just think of snow.
Focus.
Like, why? Just, think of snow. And it's funny because that would work. If someone just said to you, think of snow, you would only think of snow. Because you're like, why you make me think of snow? Snow. What is snow? What was the point? Why would you tell me snow?
Exactly.
Like, it would just occupy your mind, And I love
then
it.
like the visual of like staring in the marshmallow cup.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like complete inception. I'm just thinking of snow. And that's where we also find out about the many Jesuses that exist.
Yeah.
They introduced he's looking for white American Jesus.
The white Jesuit Jesus.
White Jesuit Jesus.
African.
The African American Jesus. There's a whole bunch of Jesus.
There's Mexican Jesus,
Yes.
and then that was funny too.
The illegal one.
He got here the way that most Mexicans do illegally.
But I also love the idea because again we go back to the whole point of belief and what you believe in, and that it exists based on your belief. That's what is true. A lot of people believe that Jesus looks certain types of ways. You have people that believe in the typical white, long hair, blue eyed Jesus imagery you get, but there's other people that believe that Jesus looked more tan skin and things like that. And
I think Jesus is light skinned.
And the idea that they both exist.
He's just biracial.
Exactly. I love that. It's like, and then just from our research, we found out that this applies to some of the other gods as well. We don't know how far this is going to go into the actual show, but Odin even says, "I've never left America," because he's the version of Odin that Americans believe in, or people that came to America believe in. But there's another Odin in Norway. That's why I guess he's going by the name Mr. Wednesday.
Yeah, probably.
Things like that. Because in Norway, there's another in the books. There's another version. Who probably lives a better life because there's more belief of him in Norway than the Americans in America.
True.
And so we introduced this concept through the many Jesuses idea of that. And meanwhile, Shadow is still thinking of the snow, and then it starts to snow.
It actually starts snowing.
And I love his reaction to
which
seeing
is
that.
pretty awesome.
Just like
and then I love that he keeps like, I don't know. It's like I get it that he doesn't understand, but it's like, come on, dude. All the things you've seen at this point, like just let it go. Let things happen.
I think it's not that he doesn't believe it's happening. He believes it's happening. He just questions like, wait, is this happening? Am I the only one that's seeing this? First of all, because am I going crazy? And it doesn't help when Wednesday is like, doesn't matter if you're crazy.
Yeah, true.
He's not like, you're not crazy, you're fine. He's like, what does crazy mean? It doesn't matter. It's what perception, blah blah blah. It's like, no, come on. I've read people. I know, and then I like when he says, this is not a not a mirage, but I'm not just seeing this because that feels real. He's like, this doesn't feel real.
Yeah, he's saying this doesn't feel real
You know,
to
I
me.
think that's where his confusion comes from. That he
It
doesn't feel
real.
real.
He's
It
like,
feels
it feels
weird.
like fantasy.
Exactly. And then, am I living this waking dream or waking nightmare, depending on how you look at it? And but I love what Wednesday does say. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, does it's just a belief
Yeah.
that kind of creates this. You know, it's snowing. It's snowing. We need to snow. It's starting to snow. And you find out why. But before that, Matt Sweeney meets them up in the diner.
Yes.
You know, and that's how I find out with the coin.
Love it.
You know, and I always love him and Matt Sweeney's interactions. I think they're
Yeah.
interesting because they kind of like Matt Sweeney can say stuff to him like, "I guess I'm going to ride your." What does he say? I'm going to be another person that rides your wife.
Yeah,
Something like
something like something about being on top of
yeah, on
his
top of
wife.
her. Yeah, on top of his wife.
He's such an asshole.
I love him. He's so great. And so yeah, he finds out that Shadow had thrown the coin on top of the wife's grave. And I remember it now. He threw it on the top of the grave, but it kind of sunk in.
Yeah.
You know, it sunk into
It sunk into the grave and onto the corpse.
onto the corpse and onto the coffin.
That we found out. Are we there yet?
We're not there yet. We're actually at the bank robbery now.
Oh, the best bank robbery ever.
Throughout the whole thing, Shadow, he doesn't want to rob people. You know, and he says, "I'm not going to do anything illegal.
I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not doing anything illegal."
And Mr. Wednesday says, "Well, you know," he kind of says technically we're not robbing people, and that's true. He kind of just fooled people into giving him the money, and it was outside the bank. It wasn't actually inside the bank itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So technically, you didn't really rob.
All he told him was like, when the phone calls, you got to pick it up and just answer everything and confirm that it's true. And it's so funny they had that plan in case the police come.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then that's when Shadow realizes
you need a job? You ever want a job on the weekends?
And the guy's like, yes,
you
sir.
give me a call. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I love that it works and they get money and things like that. It was a great bank robbery. So, yeah, it's a
scam.
I thought it was
amazing
really,
scam.
really, really good. And that's when they drive afterwards, but then they see a wolf. Stops in front of them. Because Shadow's asking him. Because Shadow's still
crashed
confused
into a wolf.
about what the fuck's going on with the snow.
Yeah,
and he's still kind of into it. And that's when they have the conversation about it. And they see the wolf afterwards. We don't know what that represents. It could represent many things. But that's when you also see Matt Sweeney digging for the coin. He finds out the coffin is empty. Confirms to us 'cause it's not on top, so he digs further. You see there's a hole through.
Return of the bitch.
And then Shadow gets back to the motel to see why she go be bitch.
I hate that bitch.
His ex-wife
She cheating. No.
Alive on his bed, and she calls him puppy. Hi, puppy.
I hate that she calls him puppy, man.
Raven hates it.
I can't stand her. Like, she's fine outside of the show. Just I can't stand her character.
Because you can't call him puppy.
No, ew. I hate puppy as a name because it just seems so like obvious that like it's just such a manipulative name, you know? Like puppy, she looks at you as a small pet. She can just like train and manipulate. Like it's just like that's how she sees you, yo. Puppy.
Why can't she look at it as a term of like, oh, you're so cute, I love you, I want to just snuggle you? Why does it have to be like, I look at you as a pet, I want to train you?
Because she just played the hell out of him, yo.
No, I'm just saying, not in her specific context.
If she didn't play him, it wouldn't be a thing. It wouldn't be that.
So, do you hate that she says puppy, or do you hate the term puppy used by people?
I hate the term. I hate both. I hate them both. It's a human. Don't call them a puppy. And don't call him a puppy. Look at him. He's not a puppy. He's like a pit bull. He's a gorgeous man.
So you call him
like a Great Dane.
So she called him Great Dane.
Yeah. I feel a lot better about it if she called him Great Dane or like Hound.
But it's still a pet.
Huh?
It's still a pet. A Great
Dane it's a good pet.
pet.
That's a dog. It's a good dog.
This episode, I felt, again, I think these past couple episodes are great at introduction, introducing us to this world. I think that's what it is. We're being introduced to this world slowly because we still don't know the big thing that's happening.
Yeah, I think that they're basically trying to show us all the sides of this war before the war happened, so that we understand everyone's motivations.
All the players in the war.
Exactly.
I think it also plays into the metaphor started last week with the whole, I like checkers instead because everyone's the same. Mm-hmm. And these all the gods on both sides, like all the gods are all in the same boat.
And they're teaming up, but I do wonder when they're going to answer the question of why now, too.
Yes, and I think it might be connected to Shadow, or where Shadow is right now.
Yeah, because he seems to be some type of neutral thing. or something that is the tipper, you know, like whatever side he chooses is the thing that tips the scale, you know?
Can I ask you a question? I have no idea where this thought came from.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a spoiler, but it's not based on anything I actually know. But what if something or somebody manipulated the relationship between Shadow Moon's wife and best friend to happen?
It could have.
What if it was Wednesday?
Maybe.
Because Shadow Moon had to be in a position where because he wouldn't have left with
True, he
Wednesday
wouldn't have.
if he was happily married.
And she had to die. He died in a car accident.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
And there was a wolf in the road.
Interesting
True.
things.
True.
Anything else you like about this episode?
I do want to see though if that is some type of mind control. How they gonna play that? Oh, go suck his dick while he's driving.
No, not that. Not like that.
Like what?
Not that specific situation, silly. I'm talking about the fact because clearly they had a relationship.
Yeah.
All along, like a
So you're
relationship.
saying, do you think that it's some type of opposing force that like gassed that up in the first place?
That started the relationship in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That led to that happening, because I think that's she's coming back for a reason, and she might be like, give him more info than what we know about what actually happened.
Herself?
Not necessarily redeem herself. It could be that there's more to the story than we know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as simple as they were having an affair this one time, sucking a dick, they died. Like, I feel like there's more to it than just that. And that's why she's coming back to be like, well, yes, I was cheating on you, but this also happened, and it was because of this. That would make some kind of sense. That would inform us in other ways. Because it also feels like Odin arrived at the right time.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. That was a coincidence how they met. Odin was looking for him, or needs him, specifically him, not just somebody. He needs specifically him, and
you're my bodyguard.
Exactly. You guard my body.
You guard my body. Right now, my body's going in the bank.
I love him. I love how he plays the character. I love the music. The music continues to be great. It really draws you in. It takes moments that could easily be boring and like drawn out, but you remain in the moment.
Like when the old woman died.
Yeah, that could be
like
so
the
boring.
sound is like which is subtle. You only we watched the beginning like twice.
Yeah.
So the second time seeing it, I really really noticed the sound, and it changes. Is actually a pretty big shift that happens. It makes you realize the exact moment when she really dies.
But that's it. Are we talking about this for almost an hour already?
Oh wow.
Great episode. Can't wait for next week's episode. And still confused in some ways, but again, this is a show that demands you be confused right now. But I feel like,
you were taking the journey with the characters, which means that you're going to be confused, and we're not going to know anything until they do. So.
Exactly. You just need the general sense of, okay, what did this mean? These gods are here, or these beings. You might not recognize what specific gods they are, because I think that also helps in your actual personal knowledge. Like, we know about people like Anubis and Odin, but there's some people out there watching the show that don't know so much about them and don't know what they mean. And I think either way, in a couple of episodes or by the end of the season or whatever, you get a better sense of who they are specifically. Because they haven't actually said Wednesday is Odin. We know that again because we know the story of that kind of character. But I think people who don't know they'll know soon enough.
Definitely.
Yeah, but you're supposed to not know now because again, it's about belief. Belief is also not knowing the facts. When Wednesday compares, oh, you making the snow. Do you want to believe that you made it snow, or because some guy in a small box told you it was gonna snow? Yeah. What's the difference? And I love that because it's all probably because we believe in those weather people. We believe that what they're telling us is true. We don't know.
And he said that's science, and it's kind of great. Like science doesn't stop it from being snow, but that doesn't mean that's the only reason why.
Exactly. I love that. So I'm wondering what new things and what new gods we're going to be introduced to next week. Yeah. There's still some others we haven't seen yet. Some interesting things.
There's a lot we haven't seen again, so we'll see.
Yes.
We will all see.
We will all see. And meanwhile, we didn't know much more about Media or Tech Boy or whatever it's called.
Exactly, the ones we've already been introduced.
Exactly. What are they up to right now?
Or Anansi.
Because they know that Wednesday's up to something. And so it's like, what are they doing in retaliation? But we'll find out next week when we watch it next weekend and find out our thoughts at the next American Gods Spoiler Talk. Thank you, Raven, for being here. Thank you. As always. And thank you guys for listening. My name is English Dave, and this is Entertain Lynx presents American God Spoiler Talk. Speak to you guys later. See ya.
Peace.